Alright, so now let's do file operations with Ruby. I'm going to bring the command line here, clear my screen from where we left off. What we can do is we can create a Ruby file this time instead of creating a Python file. So if you remember, we have a Python file and then my text here. Well, we want to do Ruby, so we can do touch test RB for Ruby extension. I'm not going to call this ruby.rb because I don't want you guys to get confused. We can use test RB here and clear the screen. And we know that the test RB is there, but right now it's blank. I can go to my window in here and then open that file I just created, test RB right there. Here's my Python code waiting. So we don't need to import anything in Ruby. It's not gonna give us an error. Like Python, we have to import the systems and stuff. We don't have to do that for file operations. So what I can do is to simply declare a variable file. Let's call this file data. And then we can do file read and pass the path of the file. Now remember, we created this file in the same location as the script itself. So my file.txt and RB in the same location. So I can do my file.txt and then do puts file D and save this file. Now let's go back to our command line window, type ruby test RB, and you see that it basically went to that file, captured the line, and output it on the screen. Okay, now let's use the file and chop it into pieces by using the split command. So let's bring that file back up again. And I'm going to use the file split method here I defined earlier. I'm going to chop the file into pieces by using the blank spaces. So you'll see that my text file contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different strings, and you should see that when we are looping through the file the each. So each output of the array, basically it's going to be object. After we split, then we're going to loop through each object element and output every object on the screen. So I'm going to save this file, go over here, Python, I'm sorry, Ruby test RB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's fairly easy to read and output in Ruby. And you see that I have to do file D each file object go ahead and output on the screen. No, it's different for Python and JavaScript. So Ruby syntax is a little different than other ones, but it's fairly easy to use again. All right, so this is how we can read and parse a file in Ruby. How do we write the file? Well, instead of file read, it's going to be file write. And let's try that real quick. File D, we don't need to store it into variable. Second file .txt. Now this will create a file. Okay, now if we go back to our window, run this test RB, now you see that it's expecting things, no arguments, in 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Basically, it's telling me, hey, listen, here's your file, but you didn't pass anything. Let's do something like this. Okay, and then try it again. This time we didn't get an error. If I do ls and look at the contents of that second file, you see that my test is appended and created inside that window. I can also put an object in here, then convert to string, then store that information as well. But right now we're just learning basics, so this is how you create a file and write contents to it. All right, so this is our file operations with Ruby, and you're going to be asked to create some similar functionality using both languages. And now we're going to move on to Node.